as you can judge by the title, this is a part 2 to my injury stories that I started like 3 months ago. I actually filmed that day like 6 different stories of me getting hurt, and I used 3, and I can only remember 1 out of the other 3 because I deleted the footage. So that's the one I'm going to tell you today. So this video is going to be a little shorter, but that's okay. It's okay. Because we are unscripted, so it might be a little longer by the time I edit it. I know this happened when I was in elementary school. What exact year? I don't know. I believe I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. Yeah. I was playing on our old playground that is actually no longer there. They tore it down and put up like a plasticky one. But at the time, it was this huge wooden playground because, you know, this was the frickin' 90s. Like, it didn't have to be the safest thing. You were just more careful. You didn't bitch about it. One of the cool things was they had like this wooden bridge on it. And I mean, it like literally was like planks, cross chains. Like it was like a little bridge. You know, a lot of kids would be jumping up and down on it, make it bounce, and, you know, being little shitheads. I, of course, am very safe in everything. And so I was up there and I was like, I'm gonna hold on to the sides, you know? You know, as the kids are jumping and I'm trying not to fall because I'm prone to falling a lot. It's okay. As I'm walking, a piece of wood goes into my hand and starts bleeding everywhere. And of course, as the child I was, I start bawling my eyes out because blood is scary when you're little. Like, you're not supposed to bleed. Do you think a paper cut's bad? Have like your whole hand covered in blood. I remember being on top of like where the bridge is. I'm crying, my hand's crying. The teachers are trying to coax me down, and I'm just like, I don't know how to get down without my hand. I can't do it one-handed. I am a two-handed, like, going up and down. I was not the edgy kid that you see on playgrounds these days. Managed to make it down. I think I like crab walked down like backwards, like kind of, you know, finally get to, and this was of course during recess, so I get pulled in, the teachers are pulling me in, I get to the nurse's office, and I know that like they have, I can't remember who it was, I think it was my teacher because I was like bawling and they felt terrible because I was like this big. So she's hugging me and they have my hand and I don't know what they're doing to it. I'm just crying because like there was a chunk of wood in my hand. It wasn't just like blood. There was a piece that was, so it was about like the size of that. Shit you not, like in my little bitty hand. Of course, actually, it's probably not this big. It's probably like how I remember how big it was. It might not have been this big. Memories. This piece of wood is in my hand and obviously it has to come out. So they pull it out, which is not very pleasant. And as it being the 90s, they put fucking hydrogen peroxide all over it. They put it on there. They give me a huge band-aid. And I think they gave me ice maybe. Yeah, and they basically were like, okay, here you go. So I had this on my hand, which of course it's my writing hand. It's useless now. Fine, I thought I was done. I was like, okay, I'll just tell mom and dad what happened to me. And like forever, I was afraid of that fucking bridge. Like I never wanted to go on it. Just ruined it. It ruined the playground bridge for me. I just would always go around it, never cross it again. I think I'm home free, right? No. This is where I'm going to experience what like an infection is like, if we want to call it an infection because it sounds nasty. Thinking it's clean, my parents didn't worry about it until I have this big bump right where it was. It like wasn't healing right, it looked kind of weird and like it doesn't feel good, it hurts when I push it. It was kind of purple. So my dad's like, oh, okay, well, we need to drain it. What do you mean drain it? I know what you're thinking. Yes, so this time my dad has my hand pinned to our kitchen table and he has a needle, which I am not thrilled about, and he pokes a little hole in it and he goes, oh my god, and he's squeezing out all this pus. Yes, the good yellowy green kind that's supposed to be in your hand. So squeezing out all this pus, and of course I'm crying. It doesn't hurt that much, but it was disgusting, and apparently it stank. So squeezing out all this stuff, and then finally lays flat, and I was like, oh, that's so gross. And my dad's like, keep it clean, here's the Band-Aid, you know, here we go. The unfortunate thing is, at this point, is it keeps filling back up. Can't figure out why, because I am, you know, for the most part, for being a young child and keeping it pretty clean. I keep the Band-Aids on it, keep changing them or whatever, but it keeps filling up. It's even to the point where I'm so sick of it that I am squeezing the pus out myself. Go me! I was disgusting as a child. I actually take some satisfaction from that. I love pimple popping videos, and there you go. I started young with my own hand. So I'm squeezing all stuff out. I don't know why it's doing that. One night, I made a discovery. My sister, who shall not be named, decided that she wanted me to sleep over in her room. Or whether I wanted to sleep in her room, I'm not sure. Either way, I was sleeping in her room and she was being a little bitch and made me sleep on the floor. Like the sweet sister she is. I mean, I should have seen it coming. Over time, this little like brown spot appeared. And I didn't know what it was. I kind of pick at it. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's a scab. What is it? So I kept messing with it and I could kind of move it. I move it back and forth. I can kind of like feel stuff. Well, I, for some reason, finally decided to pull up on said brown spot. It's dark, I can't see. All I know is something comes out of my hand. Things aren't supposed to come out of your hand, okay? So I pull, anyway, I pull something out of my hand. I can't see, and I remember going, what the fuck? What came out of my hand? So I'm holding it, and I walk up to my sister's alarm clock. I remember it had very large letters and they were like illuminating like this bluish light, and I hold it up and it's just like a little line. I don't know what it is. I still can't see it. I can tell there's something there. Like I pulled something out. I know it was later at night. Like I should have been asleep, but my parents were still up. So I get up and run out and go, oh my God, something came out of my head. And my dad's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I go up and I'm like this. I'm like, something come out of my head. Finally, I'm looking at it and he looks at it. It was a piece of wood. It was a chunk of the wood that they did not pull out and had been in my hand for, I think by this one, it had been a couple months, at least a month. It had been in my hand this whole time, and that's why it kept filling up with pus, because obviously my hand did not want wood in it. Shocker. After, you know, the piece of wood came out of my hand and we cleaned it, it fucking healed up pretty nicely and never pussed up again. Fucking kidding me? There was a piece of wood in my hand the whole time. Thank you, school system. I appreciate you doing a spectacular job of getting wood out of my hand. Anyway, I remember we kept it in like a plastic baggie on the refrigerator because I was like, Mom, can you put it on the fridge so everyone can see how big a piece came out of my hand? I was the weirdest fucking child. Like, the things that pleased me, like, it's kind of weird. But, you know, my parents supported me, so that's great. But the interesting thing is, you know, I scratched at, you know, my hand and like where the wood was sitting. I actually still have a mark on my hand of where it was because I guess it sat in there for so long. It's kind of interesting because all the lines like go to that spot. It's insane. Like it was right here. I'm gonna see if I can show you.
Okay, you see right next to where my pencil is, that there's like a little crevice and all the little lines are coming together. It's always a little wider, but that's right where it was. Isn't that crazy? You know, a little reminder that I can see every day that, you know, I need to do my nails.
Yeah, so every time I look at my hand, that's what I think of. Like when I see that spot, like a little sun bursting out. Yeah, so that was my injury story from yesteryear. It was actually kind of fun reliving it because it just reminds me of the kind of kid I was, and that I kind of am basically the same person because I cry and freak out, but then I'm amazed by, you know, the human body and want to explore more after I get over my shock and awe. So I hope you like this video. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Bye!